All right, this is my rant about USSF. All right, so I joined USSF about uh, I don't know, a year ago, and it was an all right clan. The base is unfair as hell still, and so we fixed it, because the complaints came in, whatnot. Yeah, it was an all right clan. The branches were appealing. They were active. Uh, they were just a huge clan, and I was a noob, and I didn't know crap about fighting or scripting or building or anything. So I joined. I got HR in like a week. Um, uh, I became a major because some corrupt colonel picked me up, and he got exiled, and then I became a colonel straight after that. Uh, and then I pretty much did stupid trainings and did my job all the way until I became a general. And as a general, I pretty much took over the Air Force. And I took over the SEALs, and that's pretty much how I made my career. I jump started my career using USSF, and they were a good clan, but we started having a problem with lack of skill, free models in the fort that were clearly evident, and I started raiding other clans and started joining other small clans. I'll tell you a story about that in a second, but we started, raiding small little clans, defending small little clans, and I soon realized how unskilled USSF was, and I actually started seeing USSF models and like ME's forts and stuff. Like in ME, when we raided ME with and when this Federation was still up, I raided ME and I saw that their weapons they used the same scripts that USSF did. So I went to Brian. I was like, Brian, ME uses the same weapon scripts that ME has, and he's like, well, they're USM scripts, so I don't know what you're talking about. And he denies that he has free models in the fort, when obviously there are many free models in the fort. Like the barracks is a free model. The terminal actually uses Electro Legion scripts that are actually not his. They belong to Electro Legion. There's plenty of ESS free models in his base. And then we talked about the problem with unskilled, people being unskilled in USSF, and he argues that I'm 17 years old. I'm too old to be playing the game, and I think I'm so good because I killed 12-year-olds on a video game. Well, that's not true. First of all, because there's plenty of kids my age that also shoot RCL and do what I do. So he argues that USSF is the best super clan. We have no free models, and we're just the best. All right. And I argue that we're not the best. That SEALs make it look good, and that SEALs are the only thing that ever did anything in USSF. We did final battles. We fought the VS Falcons. We fought FOL. I think that kind of blew, but still, SEALs did everything for USSF. And whenever Brian needed something, he always called SEALs. SEALs were always the front line, and SEALs were always the guys that always pulled USSF out of all their defenses, all their raids, everything. And soon, SEALs started hating USSF because I made them skilled in RCL, and I made them skilled in all kinds of guns and swords and all this. And so they started seeing how I saw USSF, and soon Brian starts accusing me of turning SEALs against USSF, when in reality, USSF SEALs turned against USSF by their own accord. Also, the main reason I got into small clans is because we have a general. His name is General Justin 12H. He's the second in command of USSF. He's the most corrupt HR I've ever seen in my whole life. He's worse than John Cobra, believe me. This guy, he has all the USSF tech. He has the forward operating barracks. He has all the tanks, all the weapons, everything. Everything. He makes everything for USSF. And every time something doesn't go his way, he threatens to free model all of FOB, all of the weapons, all the vehicles if he does not get his way. So Brian has to submit to him. He literally has Brian by the balls. So what I had to do is I had to quote unquote leave USSF. I had to retire from Roblox. So I left Italyman99 and I joined on iBonkas, which is Brian's account that he gave me to use. While I wasn't on Italyman99, I joined Civil. I joined all types of small clans, and I figured out that USSF is really not as skilled as everyone thought they were, and that they're a trash clan. They weren't skilled at all. They're just a trash clan. I even raided it with a couple civil, and I just figured out that it was just a terrible clan. Everything about USSF is OP. Like you spawn at the end of the map, and they literally just spawn on top of the flag, and they have helicopters camping your spawn. They have tanks camping your spawn. They can cross the line. It's just ridiculous how unfair the fort really is. When I was brainwashed into thinking that it was totally fair and that our clan was fine. Also, this General Justin 12H, after I left USSF, he goes around and he tells people like anyone that's USSF that owns the group that I'm in, if they do not exile me from that group, he will exile them in USSF. He's also threatened to take my map, which is a Bricktop's open source map, by the way. It's open source, so if you stole it through an exploit, it really wouldn't matter because it's open source anyways. He threatened that he was going to take my map, and he also threatened that he was going to take my another guy that raids with me that hates USSF. He threatened that he took his map too, and he's going to free model it. When nobody cares because my map is an open source Bricktop's map, and the thing about USSF, it's corrupt, it's unskilled. All right, there's absolutely no skill at USSF whatsoever. There's all shaggy noobs and 2.0s patrolling that base 24/7. It gets shut down every single day by exploiters because, I mean, I can't say it's Brian's fault all the way, but you can even in chat exploit. All right, I've seen people do it. I see people put scripts straight into the game without even having to use level 7 or any of that crazy crap that they have out right now. You just easily exploit. There's no anti-exploit. He got rid of it for no reason. There are free models all over FOB, like I said before. All right, the whole FOB was made by an FOB kit that was made by ESS in like 2010, I believe it was. The whole thing's a free model. Also, Brian says that he's a JTF 178 HR when he's really just a fire team leader. So he tries to use that for leverage whenever he argues with somebody. He says, "I'm a JTF HR." He also argues that Justin 12H is the best maker of tech. He's the best tech maker in Roblox for vehicles. Even though, and he also argues that, I don't know if anyone knows who Horatio Boss is. He's the commander of SOCOM, which is a group. It's a small group that has ties to JTF 178. JTF 178 has some of the best scripters and some of the best builders. And he even argued that Justin 12H, that people in JTF and SOCOM are his fanboys. In reality, it's the other way around. But aside from that, I left USSF because I gave Brian my opinion, and I gave Brian my stance on USSF, and I asked him if he could change it, and he didn't like the way I thought about USSF, and he didn't like the way my stance on USSF, and he banned me for that, and he exiled me. And I'm exiled from all groups that are USSF and I'm exiled from, because if I'm not, then the people who own those groups will be exiled in USSF. It's just corrupt. It's an unskilled group, and I don't have any intention on ever joining it ever again. It's just a ridiculous group. That's my take on USSF. And all of USSF HRs, they left. All of USSF SEALs, for primary, they left. All the HRs are just leaving. They don't want to deal with USSF anymore. Now that I'm gone, there's no one to really shield them from what USSF really is. If you ask, like on CNG or anything, people will even tell you, like, I was USSF's only hope. I was the one that really looked out for USSF, that really wanted the best for it, and I was undervalued, and I was just punished for my beliefs on USSF. And that's my take. That's my take on it. So.
Yeah. Well, I basically agree with all that you just said, and I do believe that the FOB is all free models. Well, not all, but mostly free
It's
models.
not all free models, but like that little barracks that USSF spawned next to, that's a free model. That big nuke thing, the scripts are actually. Yeah, I gave it to him. It's all Electro Legion tech. So.
Yeah.
The guns are free models.
Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, I doubt anyone will bother joining after they've heard all of this, to be honest.
I hope not. I hope they wouldn't be shallow enough to join that group.
Alright.